Well, the New South Wales Premier and Opposition Leader have fired up in one of the final debates before the state election in about 10 days' time. Julia Bradley has the latest. Julia, what did we learn about the leaders' campaigns?
Well, we learned that Dominic Perrottet really continues to focus on this idea of building more critical state infrastructure and also easing the cost of living. Chris Minns really pushing a need for more investment in Sydney's west, as he also tries to paint himself as the more fiscally responsible leader compared with Dominic Perrottet. Now, what we saw during this one-hour debate hosted by 9 News was many more fiery moments than what we've been used to so far during the course of the campaign, particularly from Labor leader Chris Minns, really unafraid to jump in to cut off Dominic Perrottet at times as the leaders clashed on a range of hot-button issues. One of the most fiery moments came amid a discussion about the state of the New South Wales economy, as Chris Minns pointed out that the gross state debt for New South Wales is going to be approaching $187 billion.
Why take it to an election when you could do what you did at the last election, tell the people of New South Wales that you won't privatise and do it straight after?
But Chris, it's a balanced approach.
Isn't that what happened?
No, but it's a balanced approach. What you do is you look at the...
I think it's about being truthful to the voters of the state.
If it's going towards productive infrastructure like schools and hospitals and public transport...
Debt has to be paid off.
Yes, exactly.
At the end of the day.
Exactly.
That question over whether there's been enough investment in Sydney's west and southwestern suburbs continues to come up. Chris Minns accusing the Perrottet government of not ensuring enough investment in critical infrastructure there that would ensure demand, should I say population growth, is able to keep up with that infrastructure and vice versa.
I'm seeing the vast majority of it going into Western Sydney without the infrastructure they need.
But that's
for example, just calm down, let me finish.
Calm
down, let me finish. And you can't just keep topping up their population without a balanced growth for Sydney. I don't think it's fair. But Premier, you're proposing to put in an additional 125,000 people into Parramatta.
Yes, it's a thriving city.
So that's the plan.
Yeah, it's a thriving city.
Don't you think that's unfair? Don't you think they're taking more than their fair share?
Because we've built the light rail. We've created a new city in Parramatta. And if you build...
People in Parramatta are telling me we need the infrastructure to cope with the population growth.
And that's exactly what we're doing.
Virtually doubling it is not fair to those families.
And that's exactly what we're doing, Chris.
Privatisation continues to be a major flashpoint, and that really came through in this debate as well. Chris Minns continuing to accuse Dominic Perrottet of wanting to sell off more government-owned assets, turning his attention to Sydney Water, even though this is something that Dominic Perrottet has repeatedly suggested would not happen if he's re-elected.
This is just a Medi-Scare-style campaign that Labor run at every single election. And it covers the fact they don't have a positive plan and ideas to take our state forward.
Pete, is that really fair when you consider just days before the last election, the Premier himself was asked, are you going to privatise the rest of WestConnex? And he said, I've got no plans to do it. I've got no plans to do it. Well, does that sound familiar? He's going into the next election on the 25th of March with exactly the same rhetoric.
Also touched on cost of living, wages, as well as transport and female representation in Parliament.